Hello, this is wmpyr. Sorry, it's been a while. I just drove from California to Texas. That was one heck of a drive. Anyway, what I want to do for today is demonstrate with this knife right here, TDI law enforcement knife. It seems to have become quite a bit popular since the time that I got it many years ago. So it seems like it stood the test of time. So anyway, what I want to do here is just focus on usage. So I got my gloves on just to be extra safe right here, and I'm just going to go to town on this thing. My goal is I want to do it for at least 3 minutes, okay, to just try all kinds of attacks on this thing and just do, you know, just like without going into like crazy ideas and hypothesis. Let's just shut up and work. So let me get started. All right, so right here, and all right, let's get to work. Okay, woo. So that should be over 3 minutes long. I think I got a lot of cuts, a lot of slashes. I think one of the main things is as I'm changing levels, when you come down here, when you do that, you start to really notice your own leg. And when you do that, if you don't have your form down, that we practice with the sticks and the screamer, if you don't have that down, you're going to be a little unsure about slashing down this way because you might nick off a little bit of your own leg. So it's real important that you practice with the sticks and get those movements down. So when you do have to come a little lower, you fake them out, or they're fighting you low, maybe a little bit of grappling involved. They're trying to shove you. You got to get your base in a situation like that. You want to be confident there. So the only way that I know around that is to just practice with the sticks. And the sticks can be unforgiving because they're a lot longer. So that'll definitely help you out there. Another thing I noticed was when I first started with this, I immediately felt my pointer finger hit this. It hit this, and I think many years ago when I bought this, when I first got this knife, I think that was one of my complaints back then. So once again, it happened, and I felt it digging in, and then I don't know what happened, but oops, sorry, that's the timer. Okay. Sorry about that. But anyway, so I don't know what happened, but it must have like adjusted itself as I was continuing on. And then once I did that, I had no problem at all. It felt fine. I was wearing gloves, so without the gloves, I'm sure I would have felt it even more. But like I said, after a while, it just went into the right location. So I'll have to play around with that more. And then it was a non-issue. So you saw me go through, and you know, my finger's fine. You know, maybe slightly a little bit red here. I mean, barely. I'd say, yeah, just, I mean, barely. You guys probably can't see at all on the camera, but yeah. So it self-adjusted itself. So that was interesting. Something I just noticed right now as I was doing it. And another thing was, mainly this is the striking that I did. I did a lot of this kind of striking. I incorporated the slashing. The slashing was actually quite nice, probably because the ergonomics, it puts the blade lower. I didn't have a problem. I thought that I would have to, my fist would make some contact. I did wear gloves, but that wasn't really an issue. I really didn't have that problem because if you're not aware of that, it ends up damaging your hand, your fingers, your fist, your hand, especially when the blade is pretty compact like this. But, you know, I did wear gloves, so, you know, that does help me out, but it wasn't the major deal with the gloves on. That's another thing. And the other thing was, so slashes did work great. It wasn't just the stabs. And on at least one of the stabs, I felt this guy. So I stabbed through, and I made contact to this. And let's take a look at the blade. We did not chip. Everything is fine, as far as I could tell. So at least once I went in and went, bam, I felt it, and I was like, ooh, I hit this guy. But seems fine. Another thing is, let's see, oh yeah, backward slashes. So in other words, slashing, not using the edge, but going this way. That worked great. It worked great here. Obviously, for something like that, you can't expect it deep, but you know, and you might say, well, that's because this is cardboard. I wouldn't do this to myself. I wouldn't try it. You know, it's using the tip like so, and it worked great. And I was piercing and doing that, and I was amazed at how well that worked. Okay, so anyway, it is what it is. Please watch the video and you know, make your own conclusions, analysis, whatever. I tried to stick to form as much as I can. Didn't go too wild or too crazy. So that's about it. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.